Well, hello everyone. This is the Earful Tower podcast. My name is Oliver G. If you're brand new around here, there's an episode every single Monday, pretty much, for the past 5 years about Paris, about France, about things that make Parisians unique, perhaps sometimes. And one of those is fashion, for sure. I've talked about fashion on the show before, but from a female perspective, I've had female guests talking about Parisian women. But today I thought I'd try something a little bit different. We're talking about men's fashion. There's a large focus on not just sort of what Parisian men wear and how they're dressed, but also how people who want to visit Paris can dress. Now, of course, you can wear whatever you want here. This is about if you want to fit in or if you want to feel a little bit Parisian. My guest is Fabien Renault, a Frenchman who is the managing director of Joseph, a brand in France. If you're wondering more about Joseph, it's a contemporary designer brand with a strong core of luxury essentials. I looked it up on their official website. Fabien himself, he wanted to make it very clear, and we talk about it in the episode, he's not trying to be Mr. Expert of Paris fashion. You know, so if you got complaints, send them to me. Don't send them to him. He's just a guy who happens to have a job in fashion. I think he's a fashionable guy. It's a large part of his life. I sort of put him on the spot and asked him all these questions. I think he did a great job answering them. On a personal note, Fabien's a friend of mine. If you have read my book, he's the guy that I went to visit in Brittany. If you haven't read my book, I despair to think how many in-jokes you'll be missing while you listen to this podcast. But that might explain why we seem rather chummy. It's because we've known each other for years now. So here's the episode. I'll be back at the end, as usual, with a little more. And thanks to all the members who sent in questions for this episode. I think you'll be surprised how many of them I fit in. Now let's get into the episode. Fabien Renault.
Hi, Oli.
How is my pronunciation of your name?
I think you're going a bit too hard on the Renault.
You usually say that about...
So, okay, you Fabien Renault.
Renault. Okay, and for the people at home, maybe you can hear the sound of rain on the skylight above us?
Yes.
In the 10th arrondissement of Paris.
The 10th arrondissement, yeah. We're actually in our creative studio of the brand I'm working for, which is called Joseph. Uh-huh. And yeah, I'm managing the creative studio here in Paris.
What does that mean, the creative studio? What does that mean?
It means we have designers, everything around the creative side of a brand. So we have the designers here, we have the product development, we have the atelier, where we make samples, we have the production team, we have a small team of finance and HR as well. So I'm managing all this nice, young, and very nice people, so yeah.
So it would be fair to say this is a very fashiony kind of atmosphere that you spend your day.
Yeah.
Is that also outside of work who you are, or is it more of a work day?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I think you know me a little bit, Oliver.
I think I know you pretty well.
Yeah. But so I'm not the fashionista on the street where people will take picture of me or whatever. Like I'm not quirky. Fashion guy. I'm pretty simple. I like nice stuff.
Well, let's talk about, for the people that are at home and trying to, they're sitting there driving through Texas or something right now, trying to picture you and your style. I mean, how would you describe your style?
I would say it's comfortable, but simple. Like my style, as you know, is probably going to be wearing a pair of tailored trousers with a pair of trainers. T-shirt. Yeah, that's probably my outfit, my favorite outfit.
I think your definition of comfortable could be wildly different from someone in, for example, Australia.
Yeah.
Or America, for example.
Uh-huh.
You've been to Australia, right?
I've been to Australia, yes.
Did you see people, because I was recently there, I saw people walking barefoot in supermarkets and hotels and stuff.
Yeah.
Now that's comfortable for some people.
That's comfortable, yeah, but that depends on the culture of the country and the climate as well.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, I would probably do the same if I was in Australia.
Okay, so you're adaptable. Okay.
Yeah, of course you have to adapt.
Okay.
That's why it's important to understand as well that when you travel to a country, you kind of adapt to.
Perfect.
Also.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
It's perfect for what we're going to get into now, which is
okay.
a lot of tourists. They come to Paris, and specifically we're talking about men today. For the women, I've done an episode before.
Yeah.
I have the feeling that a lot of men and a lot of the partners of men coming to Paris probably feel a little nervous to be on the streets, because obviously there's this sort of famed Parisian elegance that certainly goes for women. Do you feel that that's the same kind of thing for men? It's like famous, well-dressed, chic, elegant. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, but I think the pressure is far less on men than women in general, because men do dress, do tend to wear the same thing from one day to another. They spend far less money than women. Maybe not the case in Japan, because men in Japan spend a lot of money in fashion.
True?
Yeah, that's true. But I think the pressure is less. But yes, I do feel that when you travel to Paris, let's try to wear some things that kind of fit the city. And I'm sure you probably would ask some questions about maybe Australians coming to Paris.
I've actually got some specific questions from Australia that we sent in. Okay. We'll get to them at the end.
Okay, but yes, Paris is seen as the fashion capital in the world. There's so many amazing brands here that you always picture the French people and especially the Parisians are chic. But I think it's true. We do wear nice stuff, and it seems like a chic. But I think it's very easy to dress like a Parisian.
Oh well, tell me how. But first, I think it's fair that you and I'm bulletproof.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think about my fashion. And I don't mind if you compare it to when we first met as well, because I feel like it's different.
Yes, I think there's been a massive improvement in your outfit, Oliver.
Yeah.
Did you copy some of my style along the few years?
You helped me shop for some stuff.
I know. I've been your personal shopper for sometimes, but no, you dress. I think you dress definitely more like a Parisian than you used to a few years ago.
I remember when we met, you sometimes commented on my outfits.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't remember.
In a bad way?
Yeah. I don't remember, because this is like, we both, for everyone at home, we both moved to Paris about the same time, 7-8 years-ish ago. And I kind of feel like I have memories of you sort of saying, what are you wearing today? And maybe know what's wrong with it. At least my hair. You definitely commented on my hair.
Yes, and you've made a really good effort on your hair, mate. So thanks for me, but thanks for everyone as well. Close to you.
I used to have much longer hair, which is one of the questions that someone
probably thanks Lina as well for that.
Lina, I say so.
I think Lina has been a big influence in your style.
I think so too, and I'm grateful for it. But this idea of like Parisians having this chic, elegant men's fashion, women's fashion. When you walk down the street in Paris, are you like are you sort of pleasantly surprised or pleased, or does it make any difference to you when you look around? You go, oh, he's dressed well.
No, I think you do see that there is a certain sense of style in the streets of Paris. Definitely. I think people like to wear appropriately. But more classic, I would say. I lived in London for 15 years, and the fashion in the streets of London is very different from Paris. London is more quirky, more extreme to the way they dress, which is cool as well. I really liked it. And Paris is more classic. I really sense it's more classic. Maybe because it's less cosmopolitan than London, because I think there's probably less foreigners in Paris than in London. For that is changing, I think. I can see on the streets that there's more and more foreigners, and they bring their own styles, and I think it's cool as well. But the Paris, the fashion in Paris on the street, I think is definitely there. I really like the way people dress in Paris.
And you keep using this word classic.
Yeah.
there's definitely, me included, people wondering give me some examples of Furman classic outfit.
I think what I was saying earlier, the classic. I mean, my outfit is classic, and you might consider it's Parisian. But
T-shirt, tailored.
I think tailored trousers is definitely. I like something comfortable, and because I can wear it at weekends, during the week, at work, it's a nice tailored trousers. A pair of trainers. Trainers is so welcome anywhere now. We can work in trainers in big brands. You go to Dior, head office, or Louis Vuitton. They don't wear suits anymore.
Really,
it's completely out of the dress sense. You don't wear suits in those big brands anymore.
I feel like people used to say that trainers were like not for Paris.
Yeah,
is that a thing? How long ago was what? That was never a thing.
I don't know. I've only been here for 7 years, but ever since I've been in Paris, trainers has always been a part of the fashion, and even more now. I think the trainers are accepted because the way you have a trousers. If you have a pair of denim which is badly cut or with holes or whatever, wearing a pair of trainers would be probably less accepted. Right. But if you wear a nice pair of tailored trousers or something really with a nice cut, good quality, and wear a pair of trainers with that, it's completely accepted.
And when you say trainers, like, are you talking like expensive ones? Like, I know you kind of collect them.
No, of course not. No. I mean, I'm not a collector of expensive trainers. No. The usual Nike shoes, or the new one, like Common Project, Italian brand, these are a little bit more expensive, but the Nike shoes are good. Adidas, like all the major brands, they do some really cool trainers.
Do you look at a man's shoe when you meet him and judge him by it?
Yeah. Usually, I like trainers.
Okay. What color are my shoes right now?
They're blue.
It's true. Huh? You looked at them. When did you look at? When was that? When we were
as soon as you arrived.
Really? What did you think of them?
The New Balance, are they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just checking.
They are New Balance.
They are. Wow. Okay. So that's something that you do. Yours.
Yeah, but it's me because I like trainers. I like shoes in general. So that's the kind of thing I look at someone. And trousers. I love trousers as well.
So when you say the tailored trousers, it might sound like a stupid question. Do you mean you buy a pair of trousers, go to the tailor down the street?
No. Because every brand's like high-end brands, or not the luxury brands, but brands like Ami or Couples or Le Maire or whatever. They do some affordable tailored trousers. You don't go to a tailored shop. All the high-end high street brands have tailored trousers.
What shifting the topic a little bit towards people who are maybe don't put much thought into fashion.
Yeah.
And they come into Paris and they're wearing the typical clothes they might wear in another country. Are there any things that jump out for you when you see a tourist that make you go, oof, no, don't? Like, for example, in my head, I'm thinking socks with sandals.
I mean, thinking Crocs as well. The Crocs is...
Croc shoes?
That's a bit difficult for me. But sandal with socks, do you know what? I mean, we have a friend that loves to wear them. You know which one I'm talking about?
He won't be named.
No name.
But he takes fashion seriously too.
He takes fashion seriously. It really depends of your entire outfit.
Yeah, true. Because
I think it can be accepted. I think it's a little bit extreme. What you're saying, the sandals with the socks.
But I think like Balenciaga was doing it for a while, weren't they?
Yeah. But every brands have picked up on that. But for me, I'm struggling a little bit with that. But no, I think flip-flops, shorts, difficult.
Flip-flops with shorts or both separate or together with?
Separate, like flip-flops in general, I think in Paris is a no.
Very Australian. You can always tell in Australia.
I know. Yeah. At the airports, even with backpacks and flip-flops, they need to put a pair of trainers in their backpack when they land somewhere.
I think it's because a lot of Australians, especially young Australians, travel lightly because they travel for so long.
Yeah.
Flip-flops are a good way to...
No, but I do have a pair of flip-flops.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna deny it. But if I go to a beach destinations, I probably wear that because it's when you arrive to the beach, it's easy.
What about singlets or jerseys?
Vests?
Yeah, vests.
No,
not for Paris.
Not for Paris. I think that along with I don't know you call that in English, but the trousers that is not a trousers and it's not a short.
Oh yeah.
The thing that just land there.
Yeah, 3/4 shorts.
Yeah.
No good.
No good.
More for like rock climbing in the spring or something.
I don't know for what it's good. Actually, no idea. But I think in a way, just try to make a little bit of effort.
Yeah.
If you go to a country, try to like Paris, for instance, in summer. Yeah, you can wear shorts. Shorts are totally acceptable depending on the length. I think.
Yeah.
Don't wear a speedo shorts.
But what's the length then? You can't say depending on length.
I think if you have something just above the knee,
I'm surprised how high you went with your hand there. That was like a Mars bar above the knee that you just did.
No, but I think
in length, not width.
In length.
Yeah.
But just above the knee is acceptable. But not too short. I think. But shorts are totally accepted.
Okay, and what about people coming in autumn and winter? We're talking trench coats, jackets. Any tips there? Just general tips for people to get started on.
What comes in winter?
Yeah, but anything that like maybe faux pas that you should avoid.
I think it's something I've seen a lot is someone wearing a polo vest and a jacket. On top of it.
Yeah, that's no good.
No.
A polo vest, so like sleeveless.
Like a vest, proper vest.
Yeah.
On top of a polo, like fleece jacket, like the kind of.
Hey,
vest.
which one's on top? The jacket's on top of the.
The jacket on top of the.
That's a no-no.
The fleece.
You've got more rules than I thought you would have.
No, I have to say it's very Italian to do that.
What about? I want to finish on this then. The headwear.
Yeah.
Hats, caps, baseball caps.
I think for men's accessories definitely a must.
Okay.
You need to wear accessories.
So what do you mean?
You need to wear. I think in summer, if you only wear shorts, that's great. Wear a t-shirt with a short. No shirts. Don't wear a shirt with shorts. Okay. That doesn't go together.
Okay.
But wear an accessories. It can be a light scarf. It can be a hat. It can be a cap.
Right.
But accessorize. There's more and more. You see on the streets of Paris, men's wear more and more accessories.
Okay.
It's definitely the trend. There's more and more brands developing accessories for men. Bags, tote bags, crossbody bags, satchel, briefcases.
What about the little in French it's called
the banana,
sac à banane, right? The little it's like the little pouch that you put sort of on your belt.
Yeah, it's not so much.
But it's very that's a very touristy thing. I thought that was like a stereotype, but you do see people wearing.
No, you do, but it's something that has been there for decades. I think it was cool maybe for a couple of years, but
I feel like it's coming back. I feel like young people in Paris are wearing.
I think they're switching for the crossbody bags.
Like what I brought today. You see mine?
Yeah, that's yeah.
To do the trick for 2 microphones. Okay, I want to talk. Switching now a little bit. I think you're an interesting case because you're from the countryside of France, from Brittany, famous region to the northwest of France.
Yeah, the best
region, as everyone from Brittany would say. When you firstly, it's got to be different fashion sense in that region of France.
Yeah, totally
different.
Yeah, very much.
Do you feel that they care up there about it, or is it more?
No, they don't really. I think to a much lesser degree they do care about fashion, and that's fine. I have a lot of friends back in Brittany that don't really care what they are wearing, and it's fine. So I think if you go to countries, different countries, you will go to the big cities like New York, like London, like Milan, wherever, like Stockholm or Oslo. People care about what they are wearing. But yeah, certainly in Brittany, when I come from, but I was always, I think, the one a little bit different when I was in Brittany. I always wanted to wear something a little bit more flashy, a bit out of the normal clothes.
Do you feel that you dressed when you go back to visit? Because you're from a village. You were from a village, right?
Yeah.
So when you go back there, do you dress down a little bit? Are you like, oh, better take off my scarf, I'm heading home?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do, yeah. Like, I would not wear my hat in Brittany.
Your hat,
the big hat that I've got. It's not something, because it's a bit, I think it would be a bit too much for my folks back in Brittany or my friends. I think they would take the piece out of me for that. But yeah, I do dress down a little bit. Yeah.
What about? And I want to get into some questions from the listeners at home, but I feel like I've heard before that fashion in Europe, especially cities like Milan and Paris, for men, they tend to dress. People think they're quite effeminate. You know, like it's not considered super manly. And I don't know what it's like for your colleagues, but I imagine I don't know. There are a lot of straight men working in fashion in Paris. Is it something that's considered effeminate? Is it something that you think is different to other countries in that sense? Or in France, is it just considered as manly as any other job, for example?
To work in fashion?
Yeah.
I do have to say that it's mostly, if you go to any luxury fashion brands like Dior, Vuitton, or Saint Laurent and Joseph here, it's mainly women's, essentially women's. But it depends as well which area you work in fashion. In fashion, you have IT, which is mainly men, probably. Account as well. But it's definitely more women's working in fashion than men's. But it's not feminine. Like to work in fashion for a man is not.
No. But what about the fashion itself?
Yeah.
Like a man wearing a scarf in Paris is considered very normal, but maybe wearing it in, I don't know, New Orleans is considered...
I think it's more and more acceptable. I think there is a smaller gap than it was before.
Yeah.
I think that all the movements we're seeing, like in the last decade of transgender, the she movements, all of that really narrow down the gap between women and men.
Yeah.
And you will see a lot of brands doing unisex clothes, unisex accessories. So I think it's perfectly acceptable now for a man to wear something that a little bit on the edge of feminine.
Not just in Paris, everywhere.
Not just in Paris, I think. I mean, I can talk for all the cities in Europe, but I think it's in general. I think the gap is becoming narrower.
And are you happy to answer questions from the audience here?
Of course, can't wait. Okay.
And one question before I open these questions: Paris Fashion Week. Are you involved in that?
Not at the moment, no.
So you can't get me a ticket to a. Are they hard for the regular man to go and watch a show at Fashion Week? I think
you need to be connected, and I'm not connected enough.
You're not connected enough.
I'm not connected enough.
Well, neither am I. So that's another item that's not going to get ticked off the bucket list. And I want to talk to you about bucket list at the end. But here come questions. So I asked for people to send in specific questions to you as our expert of the day. You can choose not to answer it.
No, of course not.
So Robin says, hi Fabien, I'm a Queenslander. I'll be in Paris in August, so I expect perfect hot weather. I'll be wearing my stubbies and thongs. Is that cool, eh, mate?
Right.
Do you know what stubbies are?
Where is it from?
Robin Nowell.
Robin, okay. Robin, if you're going to a Barbie in Paris, but I doubt this is going to be the case. Okay. I don't think you will go to a Barbie in Paris, so... I think you should leave your... is that stubbies?
Stubbies? You want stubbies?
I think, shorts,
no? Shorts.
But short shorts.
Yeah.
No, I think you should leave your studies in Australia.
What about
definitely your thongs? Which, by the way, thongs is flip flops. Yeah.
in Australia? Yeah.
Because in Europe, thongs is
In America, yeah. It's
is a woman's underwear. So
or men's.
all men's.
More questions. Anthony Webb. He is I didn't get the age in this one. He says he's in Paris for 3 months, and fellow Melbourneites say that he needs white sneakers to be Parisian. He needs white sneakers. Consequently, I've noticed there are a lot of white sneakers being worn. Is it a trend? We kind of talked about that a bit.
But yeah, because like I was saying earlier, classic outfit in Paris, you would definitely wear white trainers. But I think people have been jumping on the trend a few years ago, like 4 years ago. You could see the Stan Smith everywhere.
Yeah,
everywhere.
Did you had them as well? You had them as well?
No, I didn't.
No, me neither.
Never.
Okay, respect.
No, respect. Yeah, I think we were not on trend at the time.
You know what? Story of my life. He said he's 62 and he's too old to worry about trends. So should he get them or not? Yes or no?
Yeah, he should. Yeah.
Get him, Anthony. Prez says, hello, Fabien. I'm a 42-year-old American. You know Prez?
No.
Oh, what did you say? Hello. I thought you said,
hello.
I know.
I'm polite. I'm replying.
Very nice, yes. I'm a 42-year-old American with no fashion sense. Would love to know about wristwatches. What's in, what's out?
Wristwatch. Watches?
Yeah.
I love watches. I'm not wearing any, but I used to wear a lot of watches. I was working for Dunhill in London, famous luxury brand, and I was working in watches. So I was wearing a lot of nice watches. Definitely, yeah, nice.
Accessory.
It's a very nice accessory. If you have the money, definitely splash out on a nice watch. Okay. If not, I think brands like Nixon, for instance, is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
There you go, Prez.
Watches.
Send us in a picture if you get a Nixon watch. We're not sponsored by him. We can say it.
No.
Rod Blake. Hi, Fabien. My wife and I are Canadian. We want to know if it's okay to wear shorts in public. Obviously, nothing with an elasticized waistband. What are your thoughts on fabric length, and what about baseball caps? We kind of
answer that. Shorts definitely acceptable, but not too short.
Okay.
And I think when you wear shorts, don't wear flip flops. Don't wear a vest. Don't wear a shirt.
What is it? Obviously, nothing with an elasticized waistband.
I'm not too sure about that. Yeah, it's a lot of trousers and shorts are with elastic bands. It's perfectly acceptable.
Okay. There's a couple more. Carl Beam says, "Hi Fabien, I'm a 62-year-old American." That's two 62-year-olds we've had.
Yeah.
American man with shoulder-length hair. Thanks, COVID. So I guess it's grown out. Sometimes I tie your face. You look surprised.
Are we talking fashion or are we talking hairstyle now?
No, wait. Yeah, we're talking hairstyle. Sometimes I tie it back, sometimes I wear it naturally. Have you any advice regarding where and when I should consider tying it back in Paris? Are there social norms, or is it just a question of my own convenience and taste?
I think no expertise in hairstyles really.
So you probably can't go wrong then.
I think maybe you should ask you because you have a kind of a long hair.
Right now I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So would you wear a ponytail or no ponytail?
There was a football player called Zlatan Ibrahimovic who was famous in Paris, and he wore his hair up in a man bun, and people loved him. It could have been the hair.
There you
go. 3 more.
Yeah.
Okay, David, Michael Lehman. I'm 66 and in summer I wear what I would here in Florida. Golf shirt, maybe in bright colors, tan slacks, topsiders or tennis shoes. I'm clearly no fashionista and clearly not a local, but I don't want to wear just black, grey or blue. Any suggestions to fit in?
In Florida?
No, here, when he comes wearing
when he comes to
so he wears
Paris.
the same things in Paris as Florida by the sounds of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think try to wear a little bit of trousers in Paris. I think linen trousers, something light in the summer. I don't know which time of the year.
I think
is
summer.
Yeah. A nice pair of linen trousers and something comfortable. I think always buy something comfortable. And the advice I would give to everyone: buy something quality, but buy less.
Okay.
Always buy something. Put money into your clothes.
Yeah.
Don't buy 10,000 t-shirts or 20 trousers. Just buy small, but buy buy better.
There you go, guys. You heard it here first. Okay, and we'll end on this one. It's from Don, I guess it's Hussein, maybe. He says, "Hello, Fabien. Is it okay to wear a black and white striped knit shirt like Gene Kelly in American in Paris?" And I googled Gene Kelly in American in Paris. I didn't see any black and white shirt, but I saw that Don's profile pic is a black and white shirt.
Show me.
Yeah.
It's a polo.
That's a polo
shirt.
What do you make of it? Is that okay for
white and black stripes? As a knit, as a t-shirt, any very acceptable. Obviously, I'm from Brittany. This is kind of what we wear. So no, it's pretty cool. If you visit France, make sure to buy something from Saint James.
Yes.
Or Armor Luxe.
This is Saint James.
Saint James.
Did you notice this? My jacket as I walked in?
It's really nice.
No,
but yeah, definitely acceptable. This is kind of a part of the fashion history. Like Jean-Paul Gaultier introduced the tailoring, like the sailor outfits back in the 80s. Definitely something cool.
That leads to what I think is the perfect final question for you.
Yeah.
Berets. Beret. Say it again. Say it. Beret. I think Emily in Paris, everyone's thinking like it. People walked past me on the Champ de Mars the other day.
Yeah.
Americans all wearing beret. They were maybe 25-year-old.
Good for them.
And as she walked past, this girl says, "That's not where Emily in Paris took the photo." And I realized it's become a real thing. Like, this is a thing. They're all wearing berets. They want to be Emily in Paris. Should we all be wearing beret?
In Paris, probably not. Beret is not a really Parisian thing.
Is it Brittany?
No, I think it's more in the Basque country.
Right.
You see a lot of... it's kind of the accessories they wear in the Basque country.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not something Parisians, I reckon.
It's mostly tourist here, isn't it?
It's very touristy.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
We don't wear beret in Paris.
So, would you say don't wear it?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Okay, I said that was the last question, but really quickly, I want to also touch on your bucket list, because you're taking part, as you have before, in the 2022 bucket list. On your list, one of them was eating Paris-Brest.
Yes.
What's all that about?
So Paris-Brest is a patisserie that was invented for a famous cycling race between Paris and Brest.
Yes.
And there's a pâtissier just outside Paris who did that patisserie.
Okay.
It's a praline choux pastry thing. It's super good, and I love it. And my aim, my bucket list this year is to find the best Paris in Paris.
It's a noble thing to try.
Yeah.
But how do you know when you finish it? Like, how do you know when you've found
when you put on 10 kilos and you can't stand Paris-Brest anymore?
Okay, so you're never going to win the bucket list, because you're going to have at least 10.
I will have at least 10, and then I decide which one is the best out of the 10 I've eaten. And that's it.
Because Shelley was on this podcast a couple of weeks ago talking about her bucket list, and she has every intention of finishing first and winning the trophy.
She's very competitive.
She is competitive. Have you any desire to win the trophy, or are you just going to?
Of course. Yeah. I mean, for the win.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember anything else on your list?
Yes. Catacombs.
Oh yeah. Are you
gonna... I need your good contact on that.
He's probably listening right now.
Good. If you listen, please
say it in French.
In French?
Yeah, ask him. See if you can convince him.
What's his name?
His name is Comte Saint-Germain. It's his alias.
Ok. Comte Saint-Germain, si tu écoutes le podcast d'Oliver, je suis.
He's listening.
He's listening. Emmène-moi dans les catacombes. J'ai vraiment envie de découvrir la version unofficial des catacombes. Donc à ta dispo quand tu veux.
Wow, okay. He walks around Paris, speaking of fashion, dressed as like an ancient count.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Very
Maybe
interesting.
you guys can share fashion tips.
Yeah. And Paris-Brest.
Do you remember anything else?
I think is on my list is to see music gigs.
Yeah.
So that's all booked up.
Yeah.
I want to see 5 gigs this year.
Yeah.
They're all booked now, so
You can tick that
can't
off.
wait.
Yeah.
I can tick that off.
Yeah.
What else? I can't remember the others.
For those who are new to this show, we're talking about the things we want to do before the end of the year. It was an episode at the start of the year. You had 2 more on the list. I've pulled it up here. One was brewery lessons.
Yes, I really want to understand how to make a beer.
And that's becoming big in Paris. Beer is
It's big everywhere in France. It's all those micro breweries. Just so now I like beer, as you know, more than wine. So, but yeah, and the last one,
afternoon tea at Le Maurice.
Yes, definitely want to do that.
That would be nice.
I heard it's really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to do that.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your fashion tips. And speaking
Thanks.
of beer, maybe we should go and grab one.
I think we should go right now.
Okay.
All right.
Allons-y.
Allons-y.
So there you have it, Fabien from Joseph. I think we all learned something there, even me. Cool to see him again, cool to have him on the show. If, as I said at the start, if you think he sounded familiar, he's been on, I think we've done a couple of Patreon videos together. I did one during the honeymoon where we made galettes at his Brittany home, and there was another one where he walked around, he showed us the 10th arrondissement. But enough about that. Merci Fabien. But on the subject of fashion, I got a lot of feedback from last week's episode, which was my father-in-law talking about the time he faked his way into a fashion show. So thanks to everybody who sent in messages and comments. If you're not following on social media, that's where I'm sharing all the pictures on Instagram, on Facebook, and on my website. Just search for The Earful Tower. You'll find it all. Follow along. It's like a good complement to the episodes. This episode and all of them are brought to you by the kind Patreon supporters, patreon.com/The Earful Tower. There's been a lot of activity in the Facebook group, which is where I gathered questions for this episode, and which is where I share a lot of extra stuff. People have been sharing their pictures from their first trip to Paris after last week's episode. So join the gang if you want to be part of this community. And lastly, I want to finish on, I've started already planning out season 12 of The Earful Tower. It's going to be bigger, it's going to be better than ever before, and I'm not just saying that. There's a lot of research that's going into it, a lot of travel around Paris. So stay tuned for that. That'll start in March 2022, so next month. And it's going to start with a bang. Do I regret not publicly explaining this new season and keeping it sort of on the down low, only sharing the ideas with Patreon members? No, je ne regrette rien. That is a clue for the first episode of next season. I'll leave you with that. Thanks for listening to The Earful Tower. I'm Oliver G. You are a faithful listener and I appreciate it. I'll be back again next week with another new episode. Merci beaucoup and au revoir.